Welcome to this clown's garage. In this episode I will talk about how to replace a U-joint. Also how to measure it to make sure the U-joint you buy is the correct size for you racing guys out there, or have a car that somebody else built and you don't know how to replace this thing because you don't know what size it is. Now I'm not going to go through all the sizes. You can look underneath in the description and I'm going to put all the sizes and well, there's two measurements you need to do, and I'm going to tell you the size, what size U-joint it is. So just look underneath in the description for that. Measurement A is the cup face, so it's diameter over here. And measurement B, if you have an external snap ring, if you see one of these over here, holding it into the drive shaft, you have an external snap ring. If you don't see that, and you see a U-joint that's something like this, and there's a ring groove here with a C type of clip on it, then you have an internal type of snap ring. Now also, when you take these off, you might want to put masking tape around it so these cups don't fall out, because these cups do have little needle type of bearings in them, as you can see in here. This one's actually missing one because I took it out so I could show you guys what it looks like, which is right there. You can see that. So be very careful with that. Now back to these measurements. This is size A, this measurement here. And if you have external, measurement B will be from end cup to end cup. External snap rings. If you have internal snap rings, it's from this snap ring to the other snap ring. Those snap rings are going to be here. So that's measurement B for internal. Measurement B for external is end cap to end cap. Now for example, if you have measurement A, this diameter here is 1 3/16, and B from here to here on external is 3 5/8. You have a 1350 type of U-joint. Now you can also have two different measurements from end cap to end cap. Make sure these are the same. If not, you can have a Ford type of joint. Some of them have different size end caps, so you're gonna have to tell them whoever you're ordering the U-joints from different sizes over there. For example, if you have a 1 1/16 here and a 1 1/8 here, however the end for B is 3 7/32, it's a 1310 special type of U-joint. And you can also have a conversion type of U-joint, which has like a 1350 with a 1330, for example. Conversion type of U-joint. Say for example your drive shaft has a 1330 and your rear pinion yoke has a 1350, so you need a conversion U-joint for that. Some U-joints have Zerk fittings, grease nipples, which you could grease up, and there's passages in here that go to the bearings and lube them up. I wouldn't recommend those for high shock load applications like drag racing, because the passages in here weaken the integrity of the U-joint. So you might want to get solid U-joints for racing. You could also have them cryogenically frozen or heat tempered or whatever other type of process you want to do with these things. So that's that. Now over here, make sure, what I did was I took the actual C-clip underneath out over here, and I took the end caps off here. So what I want to do is I just want to whack this out, down, 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 and the end cap of the U-joint is going to fall down. Now if you don't have a pipe vise like I do, you could do this on the ground somewhere, put like a piece of wood, block of wood over here, and just start knocking it out. It's not a big deal. The next thing you want to do here, take the snap ring off on the other side, which I already did, so I don't want to bore you to death about that. And over here, I'm going to take this snap ring off. I also put some WD-40 in this hole, because a little bit of lube goes a long way. So you just squeeze this and pop out. Now this is what I just did. This is a snap ring. Now what you want to do is you want to put your needle nose pliers in there, squeeze it so it becomes smaller, and pop it out. Next thing on the agenda, make sure over here there's no grease nipple in the way when you're knocking it out, because it's not going to let it knock out. So that's very important too. Then get a socket the size of the end cap, a little bit smaller, so it can fit in the actual hole over here of the yoke, the drive shaft yoke. And just hammer away and beat it like you're a man. Beat it like there's no tomorrow until the end cap pops out on the other side. And this one's probably gonna come out because it's gonna pop out of my hand onto the floor, but I hope it doesn't. And you guys are gonna say, oh, what if you whack your hand? Well, I'm trying not to. It's almost out. You might want to have like a helper here. Have his hand down here to catch the actual end caps that's going to come out. This thing's almost out. Oopsie. It's got a little bit more left and it'll come out. And it came right out. Be careful you don't lose those little bearings. I'm doing this by myself, and I don't have anybody to actually catch it for me. But I'm not gonna use this anyway. I'm gonna put a new one in later on. So now that this is out this way, what you want to do is you want to pop it back up this way. So let me show you what this looks like now. See, I popped it out. The other side, and now this side here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to knock this back out so this comes up a little bit, and I can just move the U-joint out. So it's a little bit of a lengthy process, but it's not a big deal. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn it around now, and the other side, I'm going to put the actual socket on the end cap. Not the end cap, sorry. I'm going to put the socket on the actual U-joint itself and knock it out. This is what I'm doing. Maybe you could see better if I show you on here. I'm just going to put this socket on like this, and it goes in that one. And I'm going to knock this out. Oops. Knock this out so I can just pull it up and out. So let's do that. See how it fits in the other socket? Just enough until you can get the actual U-joint out. Got stuff falling all over the place here. And as you can see, ooh, a little bit more left. And I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to bring it out of the vise. little bit more. Right, out. So let me show you. Now you don't have to put this in a vise too tough because you don't want to bend this drive shaft either. So I would recommend just doing this on a piece of wood. This is an old drive shaft and I really don't have any use for it. So this is what I did. Now you pushed it down from up here and you just pull it up and out. And now this cup here, you could just put the actual socket here and whack it out. Now the new U-joint, it's the same as it's a reversal of installation of removal. So you take your new U-joint, your new cap. Once you pop that out, you put it in. Actually, this end first, and you whack in the actual cap in here. And once you have that, you can just put the cap on here, start whacking it down. Now, I just continue taking this out since I started it. And like I said, you're probably better off doing this on the floor with a piece of wood. I'm doing like this because we don't care about this drive shaft. It's going to the junkyard. So what was I doing here? Oh yeah, knocking that out. Now to put the new one in, you would have to, once you knock this out, you take your new end cap, you take it off your U-joint, you pop it back in. So let me just knock this out. That's the other one. Now you could also use a bench vise like this to squeeze them in. That's another way to do it. And I don't want to bore you to death to show you all that, but if you don't have a bench vise, like I said, take your end caps off, you put this in, you lightly tap it in, then you get your new U-joint like so, and you pop it in here. Oopsie. Be careful with needle bearings, you don't want those to go all over the place. There you go, and that's in. Then once that's in, you put the other side of the end cap in and whack it in. So that's actually pretty easy. Now this is a internal snap ring. It looks like a C, and it goes into that groove. I actually found the C clip for it, and it just pops in there and seats in there, like so. Well, you get the point. Anyway, it just seats in that little groove in there. So thanks for watching. Check out my channel for more videos like these. Also check out my car club. It's NewYork3rdGen.com. And subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe and you'll be updated on future videos. And also like me on Facebook, Twitter, and share me and do all that good stuff down there. So sayonara, folks.